Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live 10 at 10.
The North Dakota Health Department is investigating a possible cluster of E. coli within our area. Good evening, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. 3 people, all under the age of 18, have this bacterial infection, and it seems to be in connection with the Red River Valley Fair.
Valley News Team's Christine Stanwood explores what can cause this infection and what the chances are of you getting it.
This afternoon, 3 cases of E. coli were reported from the North Dakota Health Department for people 18 years or younger. Of the 3 cases, those infected went to the Red River Valley Fair and were exposed to the animals. The news of the E. coli cluster was a shock to the general manager of the fair when we called him for an interview.
We got a call from your folks and saying that there was a breakout of E. coli on our grounds during the fair. First, we had heard of it, so we're kind of in the learning mode ourselves.
The news is hard for Brian to hear after the extensive training he put 9 of his staff members through to tackle this specific threat.
Well, you know, it's scary because, you know, we go through a lot of training here at the fairgrounds.
Grant Larson, Director of Environmental Health, says that E. coli shouldn't stop visitors from attending the fair.
Citizens should be worried to go to the fairs, to go to visit the animals, because the animals, this is a occurring thing that happens in the animal.
Although the investigation is still underway, one of the most important things officials tell me is that even if you do touch an animal, it is vital that you wash your hands after doing so.
We have got sanitizers in all the buildings. We've got signage that says, wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands. So, I mean, we're trying to do everything possible to combat E. coli. I mean, because it is a very scary thing.
Even though the exposure to animals are in the 3 cases, the health department cannot rule out other E. coli factors.
E. coli can be found in, undercooked meat products, contaminated foods. So, we don't rule out the food as well.
Moving forward, Brian doesn't want this issue to drive them away from next year's fair.
We don't want people not to go in the barns, because this is our opportunity to tell people where their food comes from, how it's grown, all that kind of stuff. And it's supposed to be a positive, not a negative.
In West Fargo, Christine Stanwood, Valley News Live.
The health department is still in the early stages of the investigation. Some symptoms of E. coli can show up 10 days from the time of the infection. If you have abdominal cramping, nausea, vomiting, or diarrhea and attended the fair, you're encouraged to contact the health department.
No drop in property taxes for Fargo City residents, at least not for now. Valley News Team's Krista Bain joins us with more on the proposal and why commissioners said no. Krista?
Timing was a big concern tonight among a few of the commissioners. The idea was pushed by Tony Gehrig, who called for a 20% cut in property tax. He says from 2015 to 2016, there's an increase of 12.1%. That's about $22.3 million in property taxes. A record high increase and one no one should put up with. He added that this decrease would still allow for a growing fund budget. While commissioners appreciated his research, a majority felt the move was premature. Mayor Tim Mahoney is expected to present the budget in a couple of weeks, one he would have to go back and rebuild if a tax cut passed, and has concerns with making a cut without looking at every aspect thoroughly first.
You can't blindly cut 20% from the budget. That's people, that's services, that's different things you want. So it's the Commission's responsibility to figure out what they want. I think we do a pretty good job, and we're just going to have to look and see what comes out of it.
The people you hurt the most when you have a spike like this, working class, young families, which we want to attract to the city of Fargo, and people on fixed incomes, elderly people. I don't think we should ask to raise these funds on their backs.
Commissioners Gehrig and Dave Pepcorn voted for the cut, while Melissa Sobolik, Mike Williams, and the mayor voted against it. Mike?
All right, thanks, Krista. Whether you're for a property tax or against it, someone's smiling tonight. Fargo City leaders agreeing to pay the city's share of 2 home buyouts in Oxbow, which is part of the FM diversion project. One of the properties was originally assessed at $500,000. Tonight, the city said yes to an estimated $2.6 million buyout. Mayor Mahoney says the city's share is a quarter, with Cass County and the state paying the rest. Mayor Mahoney added, though, that the assessment of that particular home was outdated, leading to the higher payout.
People in West Fargo can expect to see an improvement in water quality as soon as the end of this year. Fargo approved a plan to connect its water supply to West Fargo's. The idea came after the city of West Fargo learned that the cost for a new water system was not affordable.
A near $30 million Clay County jail could be coming as soon as a year and a half from now. Plans to replace the current jail in Moorhead are not officially drawn up, but should be finished within the next 8 to 10 months. An exact location is still undecided, but decision makers are leaning toward building south of the current facility. The new jail will include 188 beds and is estimated to hold 150 inmates. Right now, the plan is to break ground in early 2017.
Hawley city leaders have chosen their newest police chief. The council voted 4-1 to hire Joseph Backlund from Princeton, Minnesota. That's east of St. Cloud. Now, Backlund is a sergeant with Princeton Police. The city plans to extend the offer to Backlund in the coming days, and if he accepts the offer, he will replace Jimmy Macon, who had been the chief since fall of 2013. Macon left the department in March.
A close call for a Moorhead man tonight as his car was hit by a train. The driver of the car was heading south on 21st in Moorhead. Investigators say he failed to yield while taking a right and crashed into the moving train. The train was not going fast and the driver was able to walk away with no injuries. The Fargo Dome is full of mats and more than 4,000 wrestlers and coaches from across the country. Coach Marcia Lane from an Alaskan wrestling team is upset after she was told she couldn't have her baby on the wrestling floor. Lane says she's had her baby on the floor before at 4 other national competitions. U.S. Wrestling and facility host NDSU say it's a safety risk. USA Wrestling offered babysitting for Lane, but she declined, saying she didn't know the people and who would have been watching her child. Lane says she feels her child is safe with her.
I feel like I'm trained and I know what to expect. I think it's some of the situations they've created with younger kids are much more dangerous.
Lane adds that she feels this is not about her baby, but more about her being a woman coach in a male-dominated sport. If you have an issue in your community, here's some advice. Call our whistleblower hotline, 701-237-6576. Do so and leave your tip. A member of our investigative team will get on the case.
A terrorist attack targeting military recruiting centers has sparked a national conversation. After 4 Marines were killed and 3 others injured in Tennessee, many are wondering why trained military recruiters don't carry weapons. A terrorist expert tells us these centers are too vulnerable, calling them a soft target. We spoke with a North Dakota Air National Guard retired general who says he remembers when all recruiting centers were fenced in with armed guards.
At the time, we thought storefront locations were safe, secure, no different than probably any other store or business downtown. I know that with the dynamics of changing threat levels, that needs to be revisited, and I'm sure all services are looking at recruiting.
We reached out to area recruiting centers. No one was willing to talk. Following the shooting in Tennessee, governors in at least a half a dozen states have ordered National Guardsmen to carry weapons.
Drivers in Moorhead should expect lane closures and possible delays on westbound I-94. BNSF Railway repairing the railroad bridge over I-94 and 20th Street. Crews will go until 6 o'clock tomorrow morning to lessen the impact on traffic. Work is expected to take about a week.
A young Minnesota woman is off to make a dream come true in Los Angeles. Possibilities participant Megan Wibben was crowned Minnesota's Miss Senior Amazing in April. This week, she's saying goodbye to her well-wishers at home as she leaves Thursday to compete for the national title in Los Angeles. Megan reflected on this whole experience as she was getting her hair and nails done for the big event.
I just be myself, like who I am. You could do this, you could win it. I'm very proud I did it, and I'm very excited to be a queen of Minnesota, but now I'm going to the nationals. I'm very excited to go.
Congratulations. The Miss Amazing pageant coincides with the Special Olympics World Games.
Fargo is one of 12 cities chosen to celebrate Navy Week, so you'll be seeing quite a few men and women in white uniforms on the streets of Fargo. More than 75 events have been planned through this week to help share the career opportunities and importance of the U.S. Navy. For more on the events, here's some advice. Go to our website, valleynewslive.com, and click on the Hot button.
And this is pretty fun. Valley News Live is hitting the road, and we'd love to meet you. Join us as we ride the rails of the Red River Valley and Western Railroad. It's July 27th and 28th. Our team will be doing our newscasts live from the train, and we'll be stopping in 8 towns over that 2-day trip. On Monday, we start in Breckenridge for the Valley Today. Then we move to Kindred for North Dakota Today. Our noon show, that's going to be live from Castleton. And then we will be live from Lisbon for our evening newscasts. And on Tuesday, we'll be live from the towns of Lemoore, heading to Verona, Oaks, and then on to Gwinner. Come out to meet our team. Tell us something great about your community. Watch us on Valley News Live for Riding the Rails Monday and Tuesday, July 27th and 28th.
Valley News